Christmas is an annual festival which celebrates the birth of Jesus Christ. It's celebrated all over the world on December 25th. On today's program, we talk about celebrating Christmas on a budget. Joining me today is my co-host, my guest co-host, Samson Itodu, the convener of the Not Too Young to Run bill. Hello, Samson.
Hi, morning.
Morning, how are you?
Pleasure to be here.
I love your hat.
Really?
So I made Samson wear the hat with me because I don't want to be the only one looking this beautiful. Joining us also on the program, we have Faith Amadi and Lekadi Febuk. Thank you, gentlemen and lady, for joining us.
Thank you so much.
How do we celebrate Christmas on a budget? Given the economic recession of 2016 and given the projections of an economic depression in 2019, how do Nigerians have a great time during Christmas, but within the confines of a budget?
Well, first of all, you need to know what you earn. It isn't having the money that matters, it's what you do with the money that matters. So you need to know exactly where, if you want to socialize, you need to know where to go that fits your budget. And then if you're the traveling type, you also need to know where to go to fit your budget. So that's what I think.
Faith, are you of the belief that you need money to have a good time during Christmas?
Okay, well, Christmas, there's no way you would have a Christmas celebration without actually spending money. One way or the other, money is required. But for me, the question is, how much are you willing to go overboard? Because some people take it all the way in their Christmas spendings and all of that. You just need to have you have to have a belief or a mindset, be deliberate about your actions, that this time around I'm going to try to cut back on a lot of expenses and still have a good celebration. For me, what works for me sometimes is I just think about the flexible spending money I have after calculating my income and probably expenses for the year. And so that money, whatever I do, it's going to be within the confines of that amount and I don't exceed it. So that's what works for me.
I find it very, very interesting because if you spend so much time to determine how much you spend and how much you don't spend and check your earnings, perhaps it's to ask, what's actually the essence of celebrating Christmas? If you have to, talk about budget, talk about flexible income that you have to expend, but we see people are traveling around the entire country. I'm sure in the next couple of days, Abuja will be empty.
Yeah.
What's the essence of celebrating Christmas? Does it have any value?
Christmas, of course it does. Christmas has a value. I was studying sometime. I read the history of of Christmas and the essence of Christmas, and I found out that there was a shift in the 19th century. There was a shift towards a more secular culture of celebrating Christmas, and that the focus was now on Santa, gift exchanging. So it wasn't really more about the advent of Christ and the sharing, and talk about sharing to the poor and needy without expecting anything in return. So it was more of Santa and giving gifts. Well, that's not bad. That's really not bad if you can do that. But Christmas doesn't really have to be doing all of that. It could just be as small as putting a smile on someone's face. That gives you a sense of self-worth. That gives you a sense of self-worth. That is, to me, it's just basic. Doing all of that is really not necessary.
A very valid point you bring, though, because a lot of people, we think Christmas, celebration, food, rice, turkey, traveling out of the country.
Holiday.
A lot of people seldomly think of the poor, the needy, the vulnerable in society, and what service we can be to them, during this holiday. So it's very interesting, and I wonder how we can shift back to the original essence of celebrating the birth of Christ. Yes. So what are some conscious efforts that Nigerians can make to ensure that we are also living out the purpose of this festive season?
First of all, you need to look around you. People who are in need, like you said, are all around us. So we need to first take away our self-belief, take away that self, and then look around. Help those around you. I used to do some program. I haven't done it this year. I used to do something called the Gotemu charity show. And in my neighborhood, I ask people around my estates, friends, families to donate clothing, foodstuff and stuff, and things like that. Appliances, things that you don't need or you're not necessarily using. And then we give to those who need them. You understand? And then I had a medical outreach too, where we give free medical care, eye care, dental, blood pressure, and some free medication shared to the people. And it happens during this Christmas period. You know, so that's what I used to do. I do during myself and my team during the Christmas period, the past 3 years.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Awesome. You actually strike me like a Christmas historian. Because dating back to the
19th.
I was
my God.
thinking of that.
But permit us to call you a Christmas historian
Okay.
on
Even though
this
I'm
show.
not.
But if you look over the years, where do you think are the most traveled locations? The locations where people actually travel to during Christmas, apart from their villages?
Okay. Well, out of the country, talk about Dubai.
Really?
Yeah, Dubai. This time around, a lot of people go to Dubai. I know one or two people that are already talking about that. And out of the country, just mention them: Paris, America, London, and the sorts.
What's the population of people going to all those places than people traveling to their villages? Because I think
More people
more
are
people are going to their
That's the way
villages.
you're talking about the village. You know,
You
could
said
be the
aside
Eastern
from the
region.
village.
You know.
Yeah, but because if you look at the roads, so I know that during the Ember months, road safety does a lot of public awareness around safety on the road, and people are actually traveling. But with the state of the economy, do you think this year a lot of people actually travel to these locations?
Definitely.
People will travel.
You know, the funny part is, despite the economic recession, it's such a practice. It's like a culture.
Like a culture.
So people
agree.
see it as a way of living. So they still plan with the tightest of budgets to achieve this. My family just left this morning, you know.
No.
They left for where?
I'm not going to tell you. For security reasons.
Oh, okay, all right, that's
You know,
fine.
we didn't hit that one. The insecurity.
Okay.
So, but anyways, the point is that people still live that off like a culture. I'm not too much of a traveling person, so to say, like Christmas and village, Easter and village. I'm more of a tourist kind of traveler. You know, I enjoy location, historical travels and things like that. I love to go to Egypt. I love to go to the Great Wall of China. You know, those kind of things that you hear and see in the movies or in books. Those are the kind of places I love to be at. I don't want to go sit in somewhere and sleep
all
or
day.
dance and party.
But for
you know?
those who are watching and they have to work within the confines of a budget, they don't have necessarily all the luxury to just wake up and travel. How do they also explore the world like you're doing with your family, you know, but within a budget?
Okay. For me,
Okay.
the question I would want people to ask themselves in this season is, how much am I willing and able to spend? Do I want to do a decoration? Do I want to give out gifts? Do I want to cook or just do a small get together with my family and all of that? So with that question in mind, you know what you want to do for this Christmas, and you try to walk within that plan and try not to just go overboard. I saw a movie recently, and the way they captured the essence of Christmas really got to me. So they just came as a family, an extended family, the children, grandchildren, and all of that. So they came together and they gave themselves gifts, nothing ambiguous, things that you can relate with. And so afterwards, they cooked and laughed and had a good time. And they rounded it off with like seeing a movie in the family. It was so, it really appealed to me. So
Simple and
simple.
yes.
So simple, and it was just amazing. They watched the movie as a family together, and you can just, the fellowship, the togetherness and the oneness in that is priceless to me.
While
It's
I
priceless.
really applaud that and I truly enjoy it, my family, we have a tradition of exchanging gifts during Christmas.
Yeah.
I hate shopping.
Okay.
I think I'm the only woman in the world
Whoa.
that hates shopping.
I think
I
so
would
too.
rather just like sit, you know, and enjoy my holiday, sleep, wake up, watch TV and just really relax. Because when I'm working, I keep on
Yeah.
going. So they all buy gifts during holiday, and I just give them money. And sometimes the money is like equivalent. But this year, I received my first Christmas gift just yesterday. My sister got me a hamper. And I told her, I was like, I really appreciate this. I love it. It had all my favorite things inside. But I said, I hope you don't expect me to reciprocate. Because putting the hamper together means I have to go out and
Lot of
shop.
work
Like,
for
I would
you.
rather just be like,
lot
okay,
of
here's some money. Merry Christmas. So for people like me who don't necessarily like shopping or, again, are still within a budget, how do they show their appreciation to their loved ones during this festive season?
I don't know how to answer that question. I'm going to try this. I'm going to attempt. We'll give them a call. I'm sure there are people you haven't called the entire year who are family. Such people may appreciate your call this period. Call them up. You like giving them money, right?
Sure, yeah.
Take
I'd
them
rather
out.
do that than shop.
Spend the money.
Take them out. Take them out. Or like a cousin of mine used to do. He too never liked shopping, but he would take you to anywhere you want to shop, and he would just sit down there and say, "Go shop." So spend the spree.
Not that kind of money, shop.
But whatever it is,
Maybe I'll take them to the market. Oh,
It's
pick
still-
anything you want.
it's still shopping.
Cup of Gary.
It's still shopping.
Still shopping.
Shopping is shopping.
Shopping.
Shopping. Okay.
I know at this point in time there are people who probably don't know where to go to or events to attend. I know people who, this period for them, it's actually boring. And they'd rather sit at home and just watch TV. And for those kind of people who are desirous of actually going out or going to events or places, are there places that you can recommend that they can go to and get all of this relaxation, time to reflect, and also the opportunities to show love?
And that's an addendum to that also for the single people. Those people who their families are maybe far away. Their
yeah.
nuclear families, extended families are far away and they're celebrating Christmas alone. What's some advice and what are some activities that they can indulge in during this festive season?
Okay. For me, I'm going to Kaduna, traveling to Kaduna. That's where my parents are in Kaduna right now.
By the train or
I'm
by
going
road?
with the train.
Nice.
I always do that. Super.
It's safe.
Yeah, so I'm going to Kaduna and I've called some of my friends. Some of them have called me actually. Are you coming around? Yeah. Okay, so it's a time out, no work, no stress and all of that. So we're going to meet up. Can I call the name of the place? Is it okay?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll be meeting up at Shifu Restaurant. Actually, one of the best.
Free
Have you heard
for
about?
good city.
Yeah,
I'm not going to
No,
do
they've
that.
got to call us. as
Shifu
well, right after the
Restaurant.
show.
Shifu
I need my
Restaurant. Yeah,
ads.
so it's very nice. It's actually very nice to just have a family getaway and with your friends.
Okay.
And even single, you could just, who knows, probably Christmas would just be the day you would just happen to, so just leave your house. There's no need to stay at home and sleep all day.
Okay.
Just go have fun.
I remember some cartoon, Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah,
Yes, I
Kung Fu
watch
Panda.
cartoons, Master Shifu.
Yeah.
Well, for me, do I have to say places I'm open? I think there are various ways in which you can get to know places that things are happening. Social media, first of all. There are event links in which you can get to know that that, maybe on radio and TV. Just you listen a little more often and do some research, you'll find those places. I particularly like two places here in Abuja. One of them is, I'll call the name since I like it, the Sacred Restaurant. Secret Garden, I mean.
Oh, Secret
Okay.
Garden.
Yeah, I
Secret
like that
Garden, you
place.
owe me some money. Where else?
Yeah, you owe me some money. You need some discount when I come there,
Yeah,
So
that's true.
and it's quite a good place for singles to hang out. See
Okay.
if you go there, you could get the I do.
So can singles meet like
Oh, very
people
much.
there?
Yes,
the
and
other-
then,
Yeah,
and then I
okay.
also like the
Singles, you owe me some money.
and me too. And I also like the Abuja Central Park.
Okay. Oh yes, the
The
where they have the
go-karts,
yeah.
go-karts.
And the family and friends can come together and do the paintball.
Yes,
that's fun.
pinballing,
It's
go-karting.
fun. I mean,
yes.
Paintball
and then they
is
also
fun.
have where you sit out and you play the large chess for those of us who like chess. So it's all inclusive. And then if you're the kind of person who just loves scenery, I recently did a review on their Facebook page and I said, look, this is a place you could go to if you like landscape. It's unique.
The
you
Central
know?
Park, right?
Yeah, Central Park.
Lekan
Yeah.
Faith, sorry, Lekadi
Lekadi.
Faith, thank you so much. Merry Christmas. I
Merry
wish
Christmas.
you a blessed new year coming up.
Thank you.
I hope that all your heart desires are met. We'll take a short break right now. When we return, we have a performance for you. Do not go anywhere.